Hey guys, I wasn't really planning on making a video this morning, but just something kind of hit me after just going through some of the comments and watching other videos. Today, what I wanted to talk about is if you're an expat in the Philippines, or if you're going to move to the Philippines, you need to be positive, but being positive doesn't mean that you need to be naive. And the reason I say that is if you go to the Philippines and you're trying to look at everything through rose-colored glasses, that doesn't work too well. Eventually, your illusion's going to be shattered by some type of experience that disappoints you. If you think the Philippines is just some perfect paradise that's going to meet your every wish and desire. But on the other hand, if you go there with the idea that it's supposed to be like your home country, like the United States, for example, and everything that you experience, everything that you look at, you compare it back to the United States or wherever you're from, that's going to turn you into an angry, bitter, malcontent type person pretty quickly. The thing is, as far as culture shock and cultural stress and that kind of thing, when I moved to the Philippines, I really didn't experience a lot of that. I mean, I've had a lot of frustrations there, and just like you would anywhere else. But my mentality there's a few things that I think helped me to adapt quickly when I moved there. One is that I was going there as a missionary, so my mentality my mentality was I'm here to learn about the Filipino people and to help them and to serve. Now, understand that I'm sure there are plenty of times I can think of plenty of times that I did not live up to that goal in because I believe that even though I'm a Christian and even though I was a missionary, I'm broken. I need God's grace. I need God's forgiveness. And there are times I didn't live up to that. But hopefully, going in there with that mentality it did at least help by the grace of God. And I'm mentioning that because something I think that I've said before on this channel is I've noticed when there's a big difference between, let's say, a lot of the missionaries I met, even the short-term missionaries, versus people that went to the Philippines just for their own benefit. So when I would meet students who were there just to finish their degree because the education was cheaper or better than their home country, or when I would meet people who were just there for whatever reason, and I don't want to use the word selfish here because obviously I don't think there's anything wrong with going to another country to somehow pursue a goal that you have. But when I met people who were there basically for their own reasons and they didn't come there to serve others, sometimes those folks had a really hard time adapting because think about it. If I'm going somewhere and thinking this is going to be paradise, it's going to be perfect for me, the cost of living is lower, and everything is cheaper here. If that's the only motivation for going somewhere, then obviously it's going to disappoint you and disappoint you pretty quickly. And that gets back to what I'm saying about with being, you can be positive without being naive. Now, I don't know if I've had the perfect balance here with my YouTube channel. I've tried to talk about the good and the bad. And again, my experience in the Philippines was really a lot of fun. I have a lot of precious memories there, and I had a blast there. But that doesn't mean that I looked at everything with rose-colored glasses. It's just I learned how to take the good with the bad. So if you have more of a positive outlook, that means you're there with, and I believe I've talked about this in other videos, but you're there, and if you approach it with the attitude of, even if you're not a missionary, of, I'm here, this is not my country, I'm going to adapt to life here, I'm going to enjoy new experiences, meeting new people, and do my best to adapt to life here, then you're going to do well. And that doesn't mean that you have to be naive somehow or ignorant about the negative things that happen in the Philippines. If you look at my channel, I've talked about for example, the renting. When I talk about buying versus renting, I was very honest in that video about the fact that there's a good chance that your deposit will not be paid back to you. They may let you rent it out free for an extra month or two to pay off that deposit that way. I've talked about security. I've talked about how when you rent somewhere, it has to be very secure, kind of a place that you can lock down. I've talked about safety and security and being aware of pickpockets. I've also talked about avoiding scammers. So hopefully, if you look through my channel, what you see is I'm telling you the things that you have to watch out for. And there are those things in the Philippines. There are those things anywhere. Any place you go, there are good things and there are bad things. So I'm kind of rambling a little bit this morning. I'm not really going by notes or anything like I normally do. But to try to summarize everything that I'm saying, if you're watching my channel and you're thinking about being an expat, you do have to approach it with a certain mentality of, it's not going to be like home, but I'm going to enjoy myself and soak up the experience of living somewhere that's very different from where I grew up. You can approach it that way and also approach it with the realism of, there are going to be things that I don't like. There are going to be difficulties with living here, and that's that. Compare it for just a second, if you would, with marriage. May not be the greatest comparison, but when I'm talking to somebody about getting married, I would not tell him, oh, it's going to be perfect. Your wife is going to do anything that you want to do. She's there to serve you 24/7. That's not going to work with marriage. And any of you who are married watching my channel, you understand what I'm saying. But instead, I would say, if the two of you are committed to each other in love, you're going to have some bad experiences. You're going to let each other down. You're going to have some rough times. But in the long run, it's worth it. So I think everyone sees where I'm going with this. Visiting in other countries like that, if you're committed to enjoying it, and if the country, like the Philippines, if you visit there and learn a little bit about it and you think it's a good match for you, go for it. Live there, move there, or at least visit for longer periods of time. But don't expect everyone to act like an American. You're not in America. So to summarize everything I'm saying, be positive, but you don't have to wear rose-colored glasses. And with my videos, what I'm going to keep trying to do, no one's has been necessarily that critical of my videos. Few trolls here and there, but I usually just hide them from the channel. But what I'm going to try to do is just continue to paint a very realistic picture of the awesome experiences you can have in the Philippines, and also the things that you have to watch out for. And as long as you go into it with that mentality, then I think you're going to be okay. So I feel like I've rambled a little bit in this video, but hopefully it's helped you.